And so now we're going to Oregon to Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How may we help you today?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
My husband of almost 11 years, our anniversary is on Friday. He filed for divorce and left me and our 4 kids about 6 weeks ago. And still kind of going through the initial grief of that. And I'm just wondering, he's very angry, won't speak to me, tells me I can only text or email him, and then often doesn't respond to any of that. I'm just wondering how to, in a productive way and to not push away, how to get those conversations, how to have him answer some of those things, such regarding the kids or financial provision, because he's not providing financially at all. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I'm kind of walking on eggshells because I don't want to push him farther away, but I also don't know how to kind of stand up to those practical things in a good way.
While in general, we talk about the fact that you want to do more pulls than pushes, pulls being things that you do that attract the person back to you. And for anybody who's listening for the first time on YouTube wondering what in the world are they talking about, we do recommend that they go to marriagehelper.com, our website, and there are many articles and videos, etc. Also to subscribe here on youtube.com to Marriage Helper. And so when we say, okay, you're trying to do as many pulls as possible and avoid as many pushes as possible, understand, Sarah, that sometimes pushes need to be done. For example, telling a person, I will not tolerate you being disrespectful to me, that's actually the thing you do for your own benefit, so that you don't feel that you're useless, that you're unlovely or unlovable, those kinds of things. And so sometimes you actually have to do things that the other person will see as a push. For example, you said you're a stay-at-home mom and you need financial support. Well, if you do that financial support, if you say, I'm going to have this, might he accept and might he hear that as a push? The answer is yes. But is it worth doing? Is there a good reason for it? Well, if you're going to keep your kids fed and clothed and housed and you the same, there's a good reason to do that. And so we're not saying don't do any pushes. We're saying that if you do a push, that you know might push him or her away. If you do a push, do it for a good reason where that what you're getting in return you really need. And understand that even if he reacts negatively immensely, it does not mean that the marriage is over. There's still some of the things on the line. My opinion is this: when the abandoning spouse, in this case your husband, can treat the other disrespectfully and get away with it, it actually diminishes the likelihood that you can put the marriage back together because they lose all respect for you. When you say, no, you can't talk to me like that, you can't treat me like that, and we do need money, and you're being calm, you're being gentle, you're not being mean and arguing, but you're being just a reasonable human being. Now, while they might react in the short term very negatively to that, in the long term, I think it actually builds respect. Like, she's not going to let me treat her as if she has no value. And I think that even though you may have an immediate negative effect from that, I think it actually is a good thing in the long run. Would you agree with that, Kimberly?
I would agree. Sarah, are you typically the kind of person that doesn't like conflict and shies away from it?
Yeah, I always kind of want to work through things, and I don't like it if he's upset or...
Right. Yeah, you mentioned that you feel like you're walking on eggshells. So it might feel against your nature to do this because you don't want to make him angry or push him, like you said, further away. I don't know at this point if he's gone, if he's not giving you money that you need to live, if he's filed for divorce, that there's really anything you can do that's going to make it much worse. In fact, I understand your fear of, well, what if it just pushes him away from even wanting to come back and work on the marriage? But at this point, you have 4 kids to think about and to consider, and that's huge, and you understand that as a mom. And so I would start putting that need first. And again, you're not doing it to be evil, to be mean, to push him away in that way. You're doing it because it's what's best for your family. And just like Joe said, over time, it's going to build respect, which is what you want in the long term, especially when your marriage comes back together. You want it to be one, like we said earlier in the program, where there's mutual respect. You're treating each other in that way. And this is just building a foundation for that for later.